So we're going to need some golf shoes for this muck. Joe Biden is a hypocrite. And he just keeps showing that hypocritical nature that he owns. What I really want to focus on is the tax the rich thing that you hear Democrats constantly spewing. No, you can't escape from it at this point. It's they got to pay their fair share. All right, so riddle me this, Sleepy Joe. Why is it that everybody else has to pay their fair share and you don't? Your elites don't. Because according to reports, you owe the IRS and the taxpayers $500,000, $500,000, and that your son Hunter, the coke fiend that he is up for tax evasion and money laundering. So how is it that you keep telling us that everybody needs to pay their fair share, yet you don't seem to want to do that? So I would like to know the answer to that one. And I get that there's tax loopholes for rich people and they exploit them. Now, Joe Biden, nobody is knocking you for your hustle. If you don't want to pay your taxes through loopholes, everybody's okay with that. Nobody cares because nobody likes the IRS in the tax system anyways. So nobody cares. But the problem is when you go off in your little hypocritical tangents saying how we all need to pay, but yet you don't want to pay. So, you know what? You got to keep it a little fair there, Joe. You pay your taxes, we pay our taxes, and the world goes round. Not you elites don't have to pay because of loopholes, but the rest of us that can't afford accountants, we have to pay. And there is no nonsense about you even paying consumer goods at this point. You're the fucking president. I doubt the president doesn't pay for anything. I doubt all he has to do is say, hey, I want that, and here it comes with a silver platter in hand. So I doubt you pay zero taxes across the board at this point. But yet you want to tell everybody else. And another thing, Sleepy Joe, simple roll down economics. If you tax the corporations and the rich, they somehow have to remake up those profits. How do they do that? By cutting people's hours, by eliminating employees. Oh, well, there goes the jobs that you promised everybody. By inflation. They got to make up their money somehow. So what are they going to do? They're going to raise the prices. Who do they raise the prices on, Joe? Oh, that's right, the consumers, the little guy. You know those hidden taxes that people don't seem to want to tell you about? When you tax the wealthy and you tax the business owners, all of that money they're going to want to get back. And they're going to get it back by any means necessary. When you start seeing your gas prices rise, when you start seeing your goods rise, when you start seeing all your meats at your grocery store rise, when you go into Home Depot and lumber's like 300% more. This is what happens when you kill jobs by wanting to make your Green Deal and getting rid of coal, getting rid of lumber. This is what happens, Joe, when you shut down a pipeline. You have no idea about economics whatsoever. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand this. But you seem to keep wanting to do it. And you're build back better. No, yours is a build back social. You want to take over all manufacturing and give it to the government. You want to take over all ideas and let the government have them. You want to make everything a government-run thing. And a way to do that, the way to seize all that power, is to destroy industry, destroy jobs, destroy the economy. Under the light of we're building it back better. Jobs will return. No, Joe, it doesn't work that way. What you need to do is start cutting the taxes of the rich. Because it's a proven method that if the rich have more money to spend, They use it and they put it into their companies. They invest into their companies, which creates jobs, which creates growth. So no, we don't need to tax corporations. We need to deregulate corporations. We need to lower the taxes on them. We need to keep the jobs in America, because when you raise the corporate tax to an ungodly level, they're just going to move to a country where the taxes are lower. Do you see how that works? Because these people are in the business of money. They're not in the business of charity. So when you take their money by taxing them to death, they're just going to leave. Case in point, California and all of the jobs they're losing because of their corporate tax. Or New York and all of the jobs they're losing because of their corporate tax. And why these companies are moving to places like Texas, Florida, and Tennessee, where the corporate taxes are barely anything. But if you do a federal one on them, they're just going to leave those states too. And they're just going to go and take their business overseas and then import their shit. They're going to import their goods because it's going to be cheaper for them. They're in the business of money. Lower the corporate tax, create the jobs, move manufacturing into the United States, create the jobs here, and do it that way. Don't tax the hell out of them, because they won't want to be here, you dummy. And they're going to raise their prices on their goods, you dummy. And they're going to cut hours. And they're going to cut labor, you dummy. And that goes for the same thing with forcing them to have some sort of medical plan for their employees. They're going to cut the hours because they're going to look at it and be like, well, hell, if I give a 32 to 40 hour a week to this person, then I'm going to have to give them medical too. Well, screw that. I'll just give them 30 hours a week. And then that's going to put them in even bigger pinch. You're a dummy. And you don't even understand the basics of economics. Now, I'm no rocket scientist to economics, and I can admit that. But at least I can understand and grasp the basics, Joe. The fundamental basics of it. So stop parading yourself around as a hypocrite by telling us to tax the rich when all those taxes fall on us and you don't even pay your fair share. And stop trying to destroy the economy and start trying to build it the way Trump did by lowering the tax rates, deregulations, cutting all the bureaucratic red tape. Let's do it that way because it seemed to work. It seemed to work under Donald Trump, but because Trump touched it and Trump designed it, it's no good for you because everything Orange Man touches is evil and rotten and bad. You're falling asleep at the wheel, Joe, once again. Like, comment, share, subscribe.